Hi, today is May 16th, 2026, and here are my poems for the day. The first one is poem number 752 for the year, Any More Beautiful. God damn, what a beautiful scene it was recently in Washington Square Park. Dandelions standing tall, towering over the purple salvia, and the magnificent twisty tree behind the flowers, like one of those oak trees you might see in a George Rodrigue painting. Except I don't think it was an oak tree in Washington Square Park, and I'm not even sure that that was purple salvia either. I looked for pictures on the internet that looked like the flowers in the picture, and I think it was purple salvia, but I don't know. When I started writing this poem, I had never even heard of purple salvia. I don't really know flowers and trees, and even if I did, I don't think it would have made that beautiful scene in Washington Square Park any more beautiful. Poem number 753, Purple Saliva. She woke up and immediately noticed that when she spat purple saliva, and then she noticed that vase that last night had held the purple salvia was empty. Poem number 743, The Other Day, the Day. The other day, the day was so beautiful that I almost fell down upon the grass and sobbed and wept and heaved and sighed. I felt wholly unworthy and inexplicably privileged, which of course led to guilt and to a palpable sense of the lack of justice in the universe. It was the kind of day that Lou Reed must have experienced when he wrote that song, Perfect Day, although I must disclose that I didn't have any heroin to heighten or detract from the experience. The other day, the day was so perfect that I can't imagine that heroin would have improved it at all, but I can't say, and I probably will never be able to say for sure. Poem number 755, On Another Day, on the other hand, my imagination leapt out of me like Ammon's pet panther and ran away and didn't come back until several days later. I sat around unable to come up with much of anything while my imagination went camping and told the most outlandish tales while sitting around a fire with a family from Sweden. But as they only spoke Swedish and my imagination only speaks English and Farsi, my imagination was wasted on them. So my imagination wandered off and got wasted and had to hitchhike home. I greeted it like the prodigal son and immediately got back to the business of concocting absurdities, nonsensitivities, and ridiculous ditties. Needless to say, I am happy to have my imagination back. Poem number 756, Band Haiku. He started a band called Horns of a Dilemma. Loud, horrible brass. Poem number 757, about having exploded. I suppose that if I were to suddenly explode and bits of my skin and blood and organs were splattered on the walls and floors and ceilings, someone would have to clean that shit up. Oh yeah, there would probably be shit and piss on the walls and floors and ceilings too, and someone would have to clean that shit up. On the other hand, it wouldn't be me because I would be exploded, so it wouldn't be my problem. On the other hand, I would feel bad for whoever had to clean that shit up, unless whoever it was an asshole, in which case maybe I'd be glad that I exploded because fuck that asshole. But if the person who had to clean that shit up was a really nice person, then probably I would feel bad about having exploded, and unfortunately, there's probably no way to know in advance. And the last poem of the day, poem number 758, An Inability to Leverage. He had a migraine and he took a pill, and not only did it relieve his symptoms, it also made him suddenly able to sing like Mario Lanza. He called his agent to see if there were currently any remakes of The Great Caruso in development, but there weren't. All right, that's it. Thank you. I appreciate you.